Hi everyone, my name is Bev. Welcome to the Frankston City Library School Holiday Program. I'm coming to you from my home at the moment, staying safe here at home. Hope you're all feeling well, and today we're going to make some simple, fun and creative string art. So I've got some things to show you that you will need to help you out to make this string art another day, perhaps. Here are some of the things that I have got already to show you. First of all, we'll need some wool. All different colours is fun if you have them, but one colour is okay as well. We'll need some scissors, so some adult scissors, or if you're a little bit smaller, then perhaps some special children's safety scissors that you can use, and make sure you have an adult helping you. We'll need a little bit of sticky tape later. I can show you that later. And we'll need some push pins that you may have found around your office at home. Some push pins, the coloured ones are fun as well. A little bit later we might need some pegs as well that you might be able to get from the laundry. If you'd like to do a drawing with straight lines or make some geometric shapes, maybe you'd like to use a ruler, and perhaps a pen or a texter or a pencil will be okay. And of course, a piece of paper. And we'd also need some polystyrene if you've got it. Polystyrene is very light. It's very light and it's very easy to push the pins in. So that's what we're going to be using as our base. If you don't have any polystyrene, you could find some cardboard at home, and I'll show you how to put that together a little bit later on. So we've got some polystyrene. So first of all, what we'll need to do is have a think about the design that you would like for your string art. You could do any sort of design that takes your fancy. We just have to make sure that the piece of paper that you have is not too big for the piece of polystyrene or the cardboard that you've got. So I'm just going to fold this piece of paper in half. And then I know that the design that I'm going to draw on this piece of paper will be just the right size for the polystyrene, or just a little bit smaller, so that's okay. I have actually drawn a picture already. I've drawn some geometric shapes to make a star, and I used the texter and the ruler to help me to draw some lines. And then what we'll need to do is to try to make sure that we can have some push pin holes on the polystyrene that will follow the same outline of the drawing or the geometric shapes that you've made. So I just have one little push pin here. So when you're, after you finished your drawing, you can put the paper on the polystyrene, and then if you can find a push pin and push it in where you think that one of the first holes might need to be. And then you can go all the way around, pushing the pin in where you think you might need to put the string or the wool to make them go all the way around. And pushing the pin in all around, holding the paper really still so that I'll have a little outline. There it is. Push them all the way around. I'll show you one that I've made just a little bit earlier. Once we have all of the holes in the polystyrene, then we'll be able to find some push pins to put them in those holes, and they'll make the outline of your design. And then after that, it's as easy as finding some wool or some string. Make sure it's a fairly long length, because if it's a bit too short, it's very difficult to join the pieces together. So a fairly long length, this is more than 1 metre, much more than 1 metre. But if you fold it in half, it could be about as long as an adult's arm, perhaps, or a little bit longer. So hopefully that gives you an idea. The longer the better at the moment, especially if you're going to use this colour for the outside of your design. I'm going to use this colour for the whole of this design, just to show you how it's going to work. I'll just move those things over a little bit, and hopefully you'll be able to see okay. I can move those things away as well. So now I've got the design but it's a little bit hard for you to see any lines that were in the middle, and a bit hard to tell what sort of shape this is going to make at the end. So I'll have to think about where the top of that star was going to be. The top of the star might be at the top of the polystyrene for you. So I'm just going to loop the folded piece of wool around the top, which is the top for you. And then I'm just going to move hold it between my fingers and move it around the next push pin that's closest to it. Hold on to that one and then move it around the next one that is close, and then around the next one that is close. Can you see how I'm just looping it around the push pin? There. Around the next one. And around the next one. I hope you can still see. Make sure my hands aren't in the way. So Daisy. And around the next one. Here we go. Around the next one that is closest. Can you see that can you see it's starting to form the shape that we needed? Around the next one. It's a little bit tricky at the start, but once you get the hang of it, I'm sure you'll be able to manage. Sure you'll be able to manage quite well. If you need an extra person to help you, maybe they can hold the push pin down, and you'll be able to make the wool go around. So can you see that we are almost getting to the end of all of the push pins on the outside? So I'll make it go around and around again. And there, I've made a simple star. I did put one in the middle, and that just helped to remind me where the outside was and where the middle was, because sometimes it's a little bit tricky to work out whether you should go around this way or whether you should go from there all the way across to there. So that one in the middle just reminded me that I don't want to put any wool around that one. Stay away from that one. That's not what we need to make a star. So I can put that one away. So I hope that makes sense to you. When you're finished, you might like to choose another colour. Remember, we said to make the wool as long as you can. I've got some purple here. Make the wool as long as perhaps an adult's arm, so that if you have only a short distance to use the wool, you can easily cut some off. It's much more difficult to join up if you need to. I'm not actually going to add an extra colour to this one, and what I can do to show you how to cut it off is just to wind it around again, and then see if you can ask an adult to tie a knot for you, a small knot around one of those push pins, and then you'll be able to cut it off with scissors. So I won't cut that one off just yet. The good part about string art is it's very good fun to make something, and then if you change your mind or you just decide on a better design, then maybe you'd like to take them all off and start all over again. So it's quite easy to do. I have got some cardboard to show you as well, because not everyone will have polystyrene maybe at their house, or will be able to get hold of some polystyrene. So I have some cardboard to show you how we can make one out of cardboard. I'll just leave that one over there. Just need a cardboard box. There. And instead of using cutting up all of the cardboard box just for the moment, I'm just going to use the top flaps of the box, and I'm going to make something that's a little bit small. So we'll need to cut the flaps off with some scissors. Here we go. Try not to bend the cardboard if you possibly can. There you are, there's one. This box was a little bit damaged. I managed to cut off one of the little corners, but we can still make that work. Okay, I'll cut this side as well. Top, another one. Now I'll turn it around. Maybe you will have enough just from one box to make 2 or 3 or 4 string art creations. And maybe what you'd like to do is make some to give away to someone as a gift. Because the polystyrene is very light, if you packed it really well to make sure the push pins don't fall off, you might be able to post it to somebody. And that will bring some joy and some colour into somebody's life just at the moment. So now we've cut off all of the flaps, we'll have to measure them to see if they're going to make sure they're all about the same size. Can you see this box was a little bit damaged? So I just cut the corner off, but we can make that work by making sure that those corners are cut off. And of course, when I put this one on there as well, I'll cut off that corner. So you can make any sort of shape. If you want to make it circular, if you like to make a diamond or a triangle or a rectangle or a square, whatever you would like to do. So I'm just going to cut this third piece of cardboard so that it's about the same size. And then, just for fun, I'm going to cut off the corner. We probably won't need the fourth piece, but we can keep that for a little bit later on. We won't need that one. The reason that we need more than one piece is because the push pins, we need to make sure that the push pins, when we put them into the cardboard, that they don't go through a hole and into the back. Can I just show you? This is just one piece of cardboard, and I'm not sure if you can see really well, but I've pushed some pins into there, and you can see that the pins are actually poking all the way through. So that could damage the table, it could hurt somebody when they pick it up. So what we have to do is make sure that the thickness of the cardboard is thick enough to make sure that the pins don't come all the way through. So maybe it's better for us to add a fourth one. What do you think? Or maybe we can do some measuring. Let me see what happens when I try to push this push pin through 3 pieces of cardboard. I can't feel the pin on the other side. So I think that's probably okay. 3 is okay, but you can add a fourth one, especially if your cardboard is not very wide or not very thick, I guess. Cardboard from cereal boxes is a little bit too thin, so we do need a cardboard box to be able to make this work. I have got some of this prepared a little bit earlier to show you as well. The reason we needed some pegs before was because it's very tricky, was for me indeed, to get to hold the cardboard still while I was trying to sticky tape the edges. So I just found some pegs and they held the cardboard pieces together while I used some sticky tape to come all the way along the bottom, some sticky tape along the side, and you can see there's a little bit of extra sticky tape at the top there. I estimated when I used the sticky tape to make sure it was a little bit longer than that length there, so that when I stuck it all the way around, and I actually used some wide sticky tape. You don't have to use that if you don't have any at home. You can use the more narrow sticky tape, but this wide sticky tape was very handy. So I stuck those pieces together, and to make it a little bit colourful, I found some black tape as well as some yellow tape, but you don't actually need those. Now, once we've joined up all of the sides, I'll have to do that one a little bit later perhaps, but I wanted to show you that that's what it looks like on the side. Maybe you could make a colourful border like this. Maybe after that you might like to colour in this cardboard with some crayons or maybe some highlighters, or maybe you'd like to put a piece of paper over the top to make the background a little bit colourful. And then what you might like to do is start your string art. So you can do the same sort of process that we did with a piece of paper. Just measure to make sure that the paper and the design that you're using isn't too big. We'll make sure as well that it's the correct orientation. So this might be a problem if you've got some of your design up here and some of your design down there. So just make sure that it's the right orientation and it's the design is ready for you, and you can go about doing exactly what we did with the other design as well. Putting the holes. It is a little bit easier to see when I push the pin through here. It is a little bit easier to see the hole, I found anyway, in the cardboard than it was to see the hole in the polystyrene. So if the holes are a little bit tricky for you to see, once you've made your design, perhaps you could find a little texture and put a little black dot there. I'm not sure if you can see that little black dot now. And then when you put the push pins in, they'll cover up that black dot anyway, so you won't be able to see it. So it's as simple as that. You can make whatever design you would like. You can have the shape of your canvas for your string art can be whatever shape you would like as well. I have made one just a little bit earlier to show you. Just move these things out of the way. Keep the space nice and safe. And it's there. I have made one a little bit earlier. I've actually put it on the back. I've actually put some cardboard on the back to make a border as well. So this didn't take very long. I tried to use a few different colours. I think it might be trying to represent a garden. So I hope you've enjoyed our school holiday program today, and thank you so much for watching, and please enjoy the rest of the holidays, and I'll be seeing you again sometime. Bye bye for now. Thanks everybody.